So blood is going to contain all the cells and a bunch of other stuff as well that are necessary materials for the body. And on the last video, we went over some of those things that are transported. So some of the cells, formed elements are like the cells and other physical things. I'll come back to that in a moment. So the basic functions of blood are going to depend on what's transported, right? It really is what is transported. So maintaining homeostasis of many systems, heat, chemical balance, levels of all kinds of nutrients and wastes, all those things that are carried, as well as defense, so carrying immune molecules around. So the blood has many, many functions because it transports many, many things. So first, what I want to do, what I want to do is talk about the components of blood in terms of there's three main categories, and these three components will separate if you spin down blood. So this is one way to look at the components, and then we'll break down those components further, of course. So if you spin down blood with a centrifuge, centrifuges, right, are gravitational pull that pull heavy things with large mass down to the bottom of the tube and keep the light things up top. So you take blood from the body. Whole blood is what it's called when it's in your body. Whole blood has everything that's in blood. When you spin it down, it's going to separate into three layers. I'm first going to tell you the name of two layers. This top one here, this is the very watery solution. It looks very much lighter. So that makes sense. This is plasma. Down below here, these two layers are called formed elements. It's an annoying name to refer to mostly cells, but because platelets are also in there, and platelets are not whole cells, they're pieces of cells. I believe that's the reason these are called formed elements. So really it's cells plus platelets. They are very much more formed, like these are things that have shape. So formed elements, the name kind of makes sense. So I'll break that down in just a moment. First, let's go to plasma. So plasma is mostly water, some proteins, we'll get back to those, some electrolytes, charged ions, some nutrients and wastes. And this is about 55% of your whole blood. Then we've got this little layer here, this white one. This is called the buffy coat. It is made up of leukocytes and platelets. So white blood cells and platelets. And this is about less than 1% of your whole blood. We'll get back to the function of both white blood cells, immune function, and platelets involved in clotting later on. This last layer down here, this is the erythrocyte or red blood cell, same thing. Layer is about 45%. So these are going to be involved in carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide throughout the body. And then these two components here, right? These cells that were more dense and heavy, all the cells are down low and this watery solution's up top. Again, we'll go into each of these components in a little more detail in the future videos.